Yo, what's happening, people? Back again for another stream. Don't forget to smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel at Gav Goes In. So, future of Bruno Fernandes. For me, you know, I've been probably one of quite a few now that has not really rated Bruno Fernandes. I think initially when he did come to the club back in 2020, I believe in the January transfer window, I think he had a good start to his career in terms of numbers. But I was someone that, I looked at what he was kind of gaining for himself, but losing for the team. And this is why I've come to the conclusion that, well, I haven't come to the conclusion just now. I've been aware of it for ages, but I think now's the time to be cashing in on Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno Fernandes now is 29 years of age. The club are now obviously looking to go in a different direction. Obviously with Ineos and a new manager that's going to be in place very soon. And I think what Ineos need to do for sure is to that playing squad. And for me, it starts with Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno Fernandes is central at the moment to the disharmony in the squad, to the style of play that this manager wants to incorporate, and the fact that he's the captain of the club as well. I think Ineos need to come in and rip that all up and start afresh. For me, Bruno Fernandes is, and I've been saying this for a while, for me, is the biggest problem from a playing squad. He's the captain. He's been made captain by Ten Hag. He has been given the freedom to do what he wants, and obviously a lot of fans do like Bruno because I think Bruno's relatable to a lot of these fans in the terms of his throwing the hands in the air, he's running, his passion, all that stuff there. Me personally, I see through it. I think it's a lot of what Bruno does is to appeal to the match-going fans. If they actually look at the actual abilities of this player, they're kind of they're kind of not appreciation. They're kind of understanding for the player that he is, in terms of he's not a rubbish player. He's not shit. He's just an average player. But obviously he's been talked up in a way as if he's better than like some of the best players in the world, and he's not. He's playing in a Man United team that he's been given freedom to do what he wants. For Portugal, he's a lot better because there's better players collectively around in the Portugal squad, which means that Bruno doesn't have to play hero ball. But in this Man United team, and it's a failing on the manager, it's a failing on the club that they've allowed this player to basically just have the free reign of Old Trafford and do what he wants. And certain other players was never given that kind of mantle. So the fact that Bruno has been given that freedom to do that culminates in how the club is run at the moment and what a shambles it has been. So for me, he's someone that definitely needs to be moved on. How you move him on? Obviously, he's got 2 years left, I think, on his contract. I think he's on 250 grand a week. I think obviously you got Saudi. I'm hoping Saudi make an offer, and that'll be the main thing. If Saudi make an offer, then obviously it'll be down to Ineos, because if Ineos do accept the bid, then that will let Bruno know that obviously they want to move on without him, which would be a good thing. Obviously he can go and earn the money in Saudi, and then Man United can move forward and look to get someone to play in that position that Bruno's been playing, that is more technically proficient on the ball, As I said, I've mentioned Eze, I've mentioned Florian Wirtz. So for me, that'll be crucial for the summer. Is it likely to happen? I'm 50-50. I think obviously there was reports that Bruno's asking for more money. The fact that Ineos have not budged on that shows that Bruno's basically showing that Bruno's on borrowed time, really. And I'm kind of hoping that Bruno has been there now for 4 seasons, I would say. I'm hoping Bruno's looking at it and he's thinking they want to go in a different direction, so it's time for him to move on. Because I believe, as I said to you, if this team wants to get back to the very top, as I've mentioned previously, there's a few players in that squad that need to be looked at in the summer as moving on or as bench players. And until that happens, this club are going to continue to keep struggling. So yeah, I think for me, Bruno's best season was when he first came, and then I think after that, in terms of his performances, yeah, it hasn't really been that good. You know what I mean? But he has been the one consistent since he signed at this club. He's played more than anybody else. And yeah, availability is the best ability. But the fact that he's played every game and he's been made central to the team, for me, is a massive problem. So yeah, if I'm Ineos, I'll be looking to, if I'm looking to move any players on, he has to be one of the main names. And it will show me what Ineos are looking to do. It will show me how serious Ineos are within the playing squad if they move on someone like a Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, Ten Hag's already gone. So for me, the likes of a Bruno, the likes of a Rashford, the likes of a Maguire, players that have been made key to this team throughout the years. If Ineos come in and move one of them on, it will show that, you know, Ineos are not messing around and they're looking to take this club back to the top. And me for one, I'm hoping that happens very soon, you know? So yeah, that's my take on Bruno. Yeah, I've had my say on him plenty of times. You know, I'm not going to go in too much, but I think it's essential that Man United, you know, look to move this player on. In terms of suitors in Europe, this is where we're at, really. I can't really see. So if we're looking in the Premier League, would a Man City buy Bruno Fernandes? No. Will Arsenal buy Bruno Fernandes? No. Will Liverpool? Obviously, no. There's a rivalry there as well. So obviously there's a no. Chelsea get a Bruno Fernandes? No, I'll say no, because obviously they got younger players that's going to be coming through as well, and obviously the makeup of their midfield, they play a 3 in there, and obviously, yeah, I don't think he's someone that they'll be looking at. Newcastle, I think the same thing. He could possibly play for Newcastle, but I think it would depend. Obviously, their midfield is a midfield 3. They don't really play they don't play a number 10, even though Bruno is a number 8 anyway. But you could possibly see Bruno at a Newcastle, but I think if Bruno was to leave, he's not going to go to anyone else in the Premiership, and there's teams in the league that wouldn't be in for him anyway. So then you look abroad, Bayern Munich. I'd have to say no. Bayer Leverkusen. Well, they like pressing the ball. You probably say a Bayer Leverkusen. And then you look in Spain, Real Madrid, no. Barcelona, no. Atletico Madrid would be a good bet for him. I think he could fit into Atletico Madrid's team in the midfield there. So you're quite limited as to teams that will go in for him, which is why Saudi is probably the best bet. You know, don't see him going back to Italy, really. So yeah, for me, Saudi would be the best bet. But I'm just hoping, I say in the summer that they come in for him, and Man United can move on from Bruno Fernandes. I can guarantee you this now. If Bruno Fernandes is moved on, you're gonna see a better Man United from a playing style, because the fact that everything goes through this guy is a problem in itself, because he isn't that player for the team to be relying and playing through him. He hasn't got those qualities. You know, those qualities belong to a elite player. We're talking like the likes of a Messi, a Neymar, a Bernardo Silva, you know, a David Silva in the past. You know what I mean? Even players like a Bergkamp, a Zola, you know, a Di Canio. Yeah, players of that ilk. And there's probably many other players around. You know, players that are central to a style of play and are your key man. And the way Bruno's been used like that, he isn't that player. So yeah, it'd be good once he finally moves on. As I said, I've not been Bruno's biggest fan for when he first came in, because I saw that he was getting goals, but it was to the detriment of the team, because the amount of times he would empty the midfield, but people just looked at him and thought, oh, but he's getting the goal. Yeah, but you're going to lose from elsewhere. And then people didn't really see that, and this is why the kind of excitement and novelty around Bruno was there, because he was getting numbers. But as I said, it was a detriment to the team itself, you know. But yeah, as I said, Ineos, it's down to them now. So we're just hoping that Ineos can, you know, make that decision and make some big changes. First thing's the manager, which looks like that's done. I said anyway before, I said it's been done for ages. You know what I mean? Ineos, the fact that Ineos never come out and publicly backed him, the writing was on the wall for Ten Hag, and rightfully so. So that's the first part that's done. Second part is getting rid of players now that are seen as key to the first team, and that's why Bruno Fernandes has to be one. You know, Marcus Rashford would be one as well, but I think Rashford is more likely to stay than Bruno, because Rashford just signed a new contract and he's on a lot of money, and it's another, well, who's going to pay the money and give them wages? So Man United kind of snookered themselves with that one, but I think Bruno Fernandes is the more likely one. So for me, it's between, I think the likes of Harry Maguire, that won't be a hard sell, because there was interest and there was a bid of 20 to 30 million on the table anyway. But I think the likes of Bruno and Rashford will prove a bit tougher to sell. But I think either one of them two, for me, the most likely is Bruno, needs to go. And for me, definitely the captaincy needs to be taken off him as well. You know, but we have to wait and see. Give your comments, guys, in the live chat. Smash the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Gav Goes In, and I'm going to be back either later today or tomorrow I'm going to carry on from the my set I was doing for Euro 2024. So Spain squad's now come out. So I'm going to discuss the Spain squad and their potential lineup. So yeah, join me then, and give your views in the comments. Take it easy.